themselves in detention.
I thought it was institutional.
But it was Evelyn who got the failing grade.
Please pack your knives and go.
5 chefs remain, all of them fighting to win a GE Monogram kitchen, a $25,000 custom service from Caesarstone, a $100,000 cash prize courtesy of Sponge Towels, and the title of Canada's top chef.
Hi, baby.
How's it going, Daddy?
Good. How are you guys?
We're good. We're so excited to see you.
He's grown so much. It's crazy. Look at him. He's like...
I know. He's humongous.
I had to sacrifice a lot to be here. I miss my family very much.
Taking care of things. Don't worry.
I want to say that I love you and thank you for... thank you for all. I'm going to win this for you and for the baby.
I
okay?
don't doubt that at all.
Thank you, sweetie.
You can't get all like weepy.
I'm sorry. It feels great calling home.
I hate not being able to talk to Sarah every day. She's my best friend, has been for years. She's been my support system through all the stuff that we've been through over the last 10 years. I went probably 2 or 3 years every night drinking after a particularly rough bender. When I woke up, she was gone. I knew I needed to get her back. I know for a fact that if I'd kept on that, she wouldn't be in my life and I wouldn't be sitting right here today. She absolutely saved my life.
We'll see you when you get home.
I can't wait.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Lisa.
Only 5 chefs remain. Who will make it to the finale? It's time to find out.
The talent in this competition right now, it's wicked. It honestly could go to any one of us.
The subject of your next quickfire comes in a variety of shapes, textures, and flavor combinations. And I'm sure each of you has a childhood favorite. In this quickfire, you'll be baking up a storm to create 2 unique cookies.
I have an understanding what makes a good cookie, but the last time I actually made a cookie was probably 10 years ago.
Your guest judge is a chef that knows his way around the pastry kitchen. He's the star of Ace of Cakes and the chef owner of Charm City Cakes. Please welcome Chef Duff Goldman. Hey, Duff.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Sweet to be here.
Duff Goldman's cool. He's got a huge personality, super funny.
As you can see, I'm an expert on cookies.
He looks like the Cookie Monster. Cookies!
One cookie will be your take on the classic cookie.
A ginger snap, a chocolate chip cookie. You know, classic cookies that chefs should know how to make.
The other will be your ultimate cookie, featuring a special ingredient.
To choose your ingredients, let's toss some cookies.
Your ingredient will be determined by which colored bottle top your ring lands on.
Jesse, why don't you start us off?
The ingredients are like curry and miso and tomato and beer and duck fat. None of those ingredients have any business in cookies.
Terry?
Oh.
Come on, Rich. Oh!
It's gonna be a long day,
This
isn't
could
it?
go on for a little while. Renee?
Oh!
There you go. So Renee got miso.
I'm excited with miso. It's Japanese soybean paste.
Wow, the matador. Damn! Yeah! Duck fat.
Terry. Yeah. Tomatoes.
No calzones, man.
Ooh.
The one Cardinal game I won't play is the ring toss because it's like impossible to win.
Ooh.
There it is.
Yeah.
So, Rich, you get curry, and that means Vittorio, you get beer.
Thank you.
You guys really want to make sure that those ingredients really stand out. Make them a star, but still make sure it's a cookie.
The chef who's able to master both their cookies will win a $5,000 custom installation from our friends at Caesarstone.
My girlfriend Dakota wants one of these, so you know what? Here goes nothing.
Chefs, you have 60 minutes on the finish clock. Your time starts now.
duck fat.
60 minutes is really tight for 2 batches of cookies. It's definitely a science making a good cookie.
Who's got icing sugar?
It's not too hard to make a good cookie if you know the basics. It's a basic 1:1:1 ratio. 1 part butter, 1 part flour, 1 part sugar, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon baking soda. That's it.
No pressure, no diamonds.
My classic cookie is a hermit cookie, which is basically just a chewy cookie with nuts, molasses, and a sugar crust.
This is just a bit of glaze for my hermit cookie.
My plan for the ultimate cookie is to make a tomato shortbread with toasted fennel seed.
Fennel?
Yeah, I've taken basically shortbread dough and roasted tomatoes and layered them in between. I know the flavors are going to work well.
What's your plan here? What are you going to do with this?
Well, I'm going to do a miso shortbread cookie. I'm using the miso, which is a little bit salty, to really bring out the savory flavor in the cookie. And for my classic cookie, I'm making an orange biscotti. It is a bit crazy to make biscotti in 1 hour because you need to bake it twice. I'm making a rhubarb marmalade to go with one of the cookies.
So you got a rhubarb marmalade, biscotti, which were twice baked.
And then the shortbreads, yeah.
How are you making all this food?
40 minutes, wait.
My classic cookie is a Brittany shortbread. It's kind of like a Scottish shortbread, except it has eggs and it's a little bit sweeter. My second cookie, I'm doing a beer chocolate chip cookie.
Now, is that just for drinking, or is that actually going to go in the cookie?
Combination with a beer ganache and beer chantilly. The beer itself doesn't have a lot of taste. It's basically water with a little bit of hops from a flavor standpoint. It's definitely a big challenge to get the beer flavor into the cookie.
Beer's tough, man.
Rich, how you doing, bud?
Maybe a little in over my head here. My kitchen is the savory kitchen, and I have really no business being in the pastry side. Pastry's not really my thing, so it's kind of have fun. So my classic cookie, it's going to be a chocolate chip.
It's a beautiful looking dough.
Thanks, bro.
Even though it took you all day, it's beautiful looking.
Who is this guy? And my ultimate cookie, some kind of curried Indian spice flavor type cookie thing. I was going to try to incorporate fenugreek, curry leaves, shallots.
A what?
Tell you a little secret between me and you, Duff.
What's that?
I'm not a pastry chef.
My classic cookie is chocolate chip cookies. Hands down, I'm a chocolate chip guy. My ultimate cookie is going to be duck fat cookie. Sort of use the duck fat like butter.
If you are still making dough at this point, you are in trouble.
Pressure is on. I do not have a cookie recipe, and I'm scrambling right now to figure out what is the ratio on making the cookies.
All right, 20 minutes, guys. Get those cookies in the oven.
I eat cookies. I don't make cookies.
All right, guys, you got 10 minutes.
10 minutes, wait.
When I pick my cookies, they're slightly brown on the edges. Shortbread cookies shouldn't have any color.
30 seconds, chefs.
And now it's like, can't start making cookies all over again.
She ain't pretty. She's good.
3, 2, 1. Time's up.
Cookies down. Wow. Incredible.
Woo! Jesse, you had to work with
Duck fat.
duck fat.
So I just sort of replaced 75% of the butter with actual duck fat. And then I just incorporated a little bit of pecan and duck confit spices.
Duck fat is absolutely there.
So chocolate chip is your classic.
Yep, a simple chocolate chip
There you
cookie,
go.
a little cold milk, and some chips. That's my little secret snack.
Taking a chip for the road.
So, man.
Thanks, Jesse. Vittorio.
Hi, it's a French style shortbread, so it actually has eggs. And I've made a Meyer lemon royal icing as well as fresh raspberry.
How'd it go with the beer?
I've made a ganache with beer syrup rather than cream. And then I've also made beer chantilly where I folded in some beer syrup. And then I put beer in the cookie as well. My chocolate chip cookies are huge. And they don't look good.
Thanks, Vittorio.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thank you
Chef.
very much.
Rich.
All right, so what's going on here?
My classic chocolate chip.
Rich's cookies look like cow patties. Droopy cow patties.
Okay. You got curry.
I got curry. Here we got a cookie with some curry powder in the batter.
What kind of seeds are these? Are these mustard seeds? Or?
Mustard and fenugreek and
Fenugreek.
Yeah.
It's a classic Indian cookie. Thanks, Rich. Terry, you got tomato.
So I made a tomato biscuit, honey butter, and I toasted some fennel, and I roasted some cherry tomatoes and sort of pressed it in between the biscuit dough. And the other one I did is called hermit cookie, and it's like all kinds of stuff you would think that someone out in the woods would have, dried fruit and nuts.
Thanks, Terry.
Renee,
Alyssa?
what's your ultimate cookie?
I made a shortbread cookie and incorporated the miso into the dough, and I made a miso white chocolate sauce that you can spread on the shortbread cookie.
And then what's your representation of a classic cookie?
An orange biscotti with a rhubarb jam. I also made a spiced chocolate milkshake.
I'm double dipping.
Thanks,
you, Lisa.
Renee.
No problem, thank you.
So, Duff, which way did the cookie crumble?
Renee, you're like running around this kitchen, but the biscotti were soft in the middle. I would have made those a little bit crunchier. Shortbread, you got a lot of color on there. Shortbread is really blonde. Vittorio, you had the beer. When I was tasting your cookie, there was no beer in it. And your shortbread had a little too much color on it as well.
And which chefs were the smartest cookies in the kitchen?
Rich, you had some really cool looking cookies, man. Excellent use of the curry. Your chocolate cookies, the ugliest cookie in the room, right?
Yep.
Delicious.
Thank you.
Jesse, the duck fat and pecan cookies. Really great. Also extending the metaphor out to the duck confit. Absolutely fantastic. Your chocolate chip cookies, very, very good.
Thank you.
And who's the chef with the best cookies of the challenge?
The chef with the best tasting cookies is Rich. You had the ugliest cookies in the room. They were delicious.
Thank you.
Great job, man.
I can't believe Rich wins with his ugly cookies.
Congratulations, Rich. You've won a $5,000 custom installation from our friends at Caesarstone.
Thank you. This Caesarstone installation is my gift to my girlfriend. She said don't come home without one.
Duff, thank you so much for joining us for a big cookie showdown.
Pleasure watching y'all work.
Don't count me out in the pastry department.
Chefs, you're fighting for your lives in this challenge. This is a double elimination.
The only thing that separates any of us from being in that finale is one dish.
Chefs, this is the last challenge before the finale.
The only thing that separates any of us from being in that finale is one dish.
In this challenge, we are going to be looking at the science of cooking.
I see the smoking gun, aqua jets, circulators, dehydrators, a whole world of chemicals I've never even seen before.
You'll each be creating one dish using alternative cooking methods. You will not be able to use the grill, the stove, the oven, or anything else with caution tape on it.
The stove, the deep fryer, they're all off limits, which is, I mean, it's been really hard to create a great dish, but at the end of the day, I gotta do it.
Oh my.
Tomorrow, you'll be serving your dishes
At the Ontario Science Centre, the perfect venue for you to stretch your imagination and engage in some brave new culinary experiments.
What are we gonna play with there?
Your guest judge for this challenge is Chef S04E09.
He was here for your first challenge, so this is your chance to show him how far you've progressed in the competition.
Suser Lee is going to be here, and this will be the second time he's tasted my food, and he was not impressed the first time.
And one last thing. This is a double elimination. Only 3 chefs will be competing in the Top Chef Canada finale.
A double elimination, it's crazy. To just come up with a great dish using all these different techniques is going to be a big struggle.
The chef with the best dish will win a spot in the Top Chef Canada finale and a $10,000 cash prize.
You know, $10,000 is nice, but what I really want is to be in that top 3 right now.
Chefs, you're fighting for your lives in this challenge. I wish you all the best of luck, and we'll see you tomorrow.
4 chefs stand between me and the title. As I get closer and closer to that goal, it just makes me hungrier and hungrier to win.
2 sides, these 2 out front here.
Serrano ham, 10 slices. I'm excited about this challenge. Cooking with unconventional methods is an art, and that's when you show your skill as a chef. This is the time for me to shine and to prove that I have another layer of skills. Can I have some scallops, please?
You guys don't sell like seeds at all. As a chef, I'm very diverse. I mean, if I have to use a different technique, it's not a big deal, but I'm only going to use it enough that's necessary.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't really know, how to use all these applications into savory. I mean, everything to me just screams do a dessert. Jess, you know where the vanilla beans are?
This is the hardest challenge by far. The fact that there's only one dish standing between me and the finale, you really, really have to make everything count.
We have 90 minutes on the clock and we start our prep.
This challenge definitely makes me realize what I take for granted in the kitchen. I mean, having a beautiful stove that's got some piping heat and some nice pans. I mean, when you don't have those things, it totally changes your way of thinking.
For my dish, I'm making a pineapple ravioli with a coconut mousse, some spicy pearls, and a melon broth. But I'm taking a huge risk on doing a dessert. There's so many things that could go wrong with my dish.
Are you going in the dehydrator overnight?
Yeah. I use the dehydrator to break down my pineapple.
I'm just looking for something that I can treat sort of similar to pasta sheets.
And I'm making the spicy pearls by super chilling canola oil using liquid nitrogen. That's chilly. I've never used liquid nitrogen before.
I see Terry trying to use the liquid nitrogen, and he's trying to pour it into his container, but he hasn't taken the lid off.
How you doing there, Renee?
Good, man. How are you?
Beck.
I'm a hot pan, sharp knife kind of chef. No bells and whistles, just straight skills. Smoking cedar berries and sweetgrass. So what I'm doing is using cooking methods that are more my style. I gotta get me one of these things. I'm making salmon, basically using the whole animal, skin, bones, everything. For me as an Aboriginal chef, the whole nose to tail thing, it's always been a way of living it.
123. Hey, chefs.
Hey, chef.
Very quiet in here.
10 minutes in, Mark McEwen walks into the kitchen.
Jesse,
How's it going, Chef?
tell me about your dish.
I'm going to be using the humble beet. I'm going with beets because I know that for a vegetable, they can be manipulated in quite a few different ways. I'm going to be curing some fish in the beet.
Fish in the beet.
There's going to be fluid gel.
Your food has to taste amazing.
Yeah.
Especially when you're working with such a humble ingredient.
Yes.
Good luck. Renee.
Well, Chef, I'm going to do a scallop ceviche, and then I'm going to do a popcorn that I freeze with nitrogen and pour it on the table so it creates a cloud.
So do you feel confident you're still going to be here after tomorrow?
Yes, Chef, I will.
So tell me about your dish, Rich.
So what I'm doing is a cured and confit salmon. Confit salmon is cooking it in its own fat.
When you say confit, you're using the immersion?
I'm using the immersion. So I'm utilizing the whole animal. I got the bones here, and
You're going to do what with the bones?
I am doing a sauce in the electric pressure cooker.
What's going to make that a $10,000 plate for me tomorrow?
I believe the unctuous mouthfeel of the salmon, for one.
Unctuous, okay. Good word. Rich, good luck.
Thank you.
Terry.
Hello, Chef.
You surviving the day?
This is a little bit outside my comfort zone. I'm making a pineapple ravioli with a coconut filling.
So you're doing a dessert?
I'm doing a dessert, Chef.
Aren't you gutsy? You realize tomorrow that has to be a $10,000 dish?
Yes, Chef.
He's like, this is a $10,000 dish, Terry. You know it's a double elimination tomorrow, Terry. It's a lot of pressure here, Terry. No.
How are we feeling, Vittorio?
Yeah, very good, Chef.
What are you making?
I'm doing a buffalo mozzarella and confit tomato salad with basil and breadcrumbs.
So, tomato salad.
Essentially.
That's your one dish?
Yes, Chef.
It's got to be a really special tomato salad.
It is.
You know 2 people are going home tomorrow, right?
Chef.
And you chose a tomato salad.
I did. I think Mark is misunderstanding the dish. I'm incorporating a lot of different techniques and flavors. I'm going to make it the best tomato salad he's ever had.
You knock it out of the park.
Thank you, Chef.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck, chefs.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
The finale is one challenge away, and your dish is going to be your ticket or it's going to be your exit. 2 people are going to go home. This is the ticket to the finale.
This is a big day.
Mine had virtually 0 spice.
I'm not sure this was the challenge to come in safe.
Today we're at the Ontario Science Centre for the last challenge before the finale.
The Science Center is crazy in there. There's all kinds of tricks and tools and toys. It's wild.
Rockin' and rollin'. We have to create one dish that utilizes unconventional cooking techniques.
Making me nervous.
We don't have any stoves, deep fryers, convection ovens. Everything is off limits except for these weird pieces of equipment and chemicals that manipulate the structure of the food. Pretty cool stuff.
Rich, can I get that torch off to you, bro?
Yeah.
Everybody feels the pressure at this point. I mean, 2 people are going to go home. This is the ticket to the finale. It's a big challenge.
1 hour, 16 minutes.
I'm good, very excited for this challenge. I would say this is the most pressure I felt in my professional career as a chef because I really want to make it to the finale. And this plate needs to be bang on. This is a big day, huge day. I'm making a sea scallop ceviche. Ceviche means to cook something in citrus. Scientifically, when you marinate any type of fish with lime juice, it cooks it. This is one of my signature dishes. I'm also making some molecular gastronomy components. I learned molecular gastronomy about 15 years ago, and it really triggered my creativity. It's a revolution, and you have to embrace it and learn it. 32 minutes. My dishes have about 20 different components. So 90 minutes to do everything I have to do, it's crazy pressure. How you doing for time there, Vittorio?
I'm good, brother. For my dish today, I'm making smoked burrata. Burrata refers to a type of mozzarella that's buttery in the center. 49 minutes. I'm also making the tomato trio, tomatoes which I've confit. Good. I'm excited about this dish. It's flavors that I really like, using techniques which show a lot of skill. It's a bit of a risk, but if I execute properly, I think they'll be blown away. Good way to get things hot when you can't use a stove. Being a chef is definitely a challenging job, and it takes a lot out of you. I've sacrificed relationships, friendships, family time to get the title top chef. It means everything to me. It would just make the last 10 years of my life seem worthwhile. Just trying to warm up this frozen sheet of tomato gelatin so I can get the liquid out. I want to impress Mark. That's ultimately my goal. So I made a tomato consomme as well, but it's still frozen solid. So I decided to put it in the sunlight just to warm it up, because if you heat it too quickly, it'll actually split and then it'll just become cloudy. You can't really add heat. You can just add like a little bit of warmth. I have to do whatever it takes to get it thawed, or it's not gonna make it to the plate. 12.5 minutes. Ten seconds.
Pick up.
I love when we get down to 5 chefs. It's very exciting because you've had a chance to get to know them and get acquainted with their style.
All the gentlemen who are in the kitchen right now were on the bottom when Susur was here, and they are now this last 5 standing.
Wow, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting for you to see the progression. Here we go.
Hi, Renee.
Hello, how are you?
Let me introduce you to our guests at the table. Your guest judge is Chef Susur Lee.
How are you?
Good to see you
And
again.
hosting us here at the Ontario Science Centre is researcher in chemistry, Donna Francis.
Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having us. So I decided to do a sea scallop ceviche with a Mexican aguachile broth. And on top, I put grapefruit supremes. This is a little spicy, so be careful. I made a little bit of tapioca maltodextrin with olive oil. And this, popcorn is eaten with the hands.
Very exciting, Renee.
It's actually popping. Woo! Dragon breath.
Hope you enjoy.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Renee.
I did not find it curing for the scallop. I find it very tender, yes, but I like to have that little bite.
I have to agree, Susur, with the scallop. They could have sat longer in the cure, but the popcorn was so much fun. It's very, very clever.
I'm a sucker for a great story as well, and I think it pretty much lived up to what he explained.
But I also wished it had a little bite of spice because he kind of said it was going to. Mine had virtually 0 spice.
No, I think the chili is quite restrained, actually.
That said, I think if your message is to be innovative, he's certainly achieved that.
Hi, Vittorio.
Today, I have prepared a smoked burrata and heirloom tomato salad. So I actually made the burrata myself, and the skin is actually smoked a little bit, so it should have a light smoky taste. And then I've done 3 preparations of heirloom cherry tomatoes. So you have the red tomato with basil pesto, you have the yellow tomato with pickled shallots, and then the orange tomato with pickled fennel. And then to start with, I've done a tomato consomme, and then just some cured cucumber with dried tomato. I really want to focus on the simplicity and the beauty of the tomatoes and the mozzarella and have that really come together and shine.
Thank you, Vittorio.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vittorio.
Enjoy.
How beautiful is this plate, though?
It's very pretty.
It's so pretty.
So he's taken something so traditional and then done a really artful job of tearing it apart.
You certainly taste the smoke on the burrata.
The best part of the dish for me is the consomme. Very well done, beautifully clear,
but this is a very safe dish for innovation.
The tomatoes are tasty, but there wasn't any surprise in it.
No, and I think surprise was a big part of the day. I'm not sure that this was the challenge to come in safe.
I feel way out in left field.
I have that sinking feeling at the pit of my stomach right now.
There was no wow.
Today we are at the Ontario Science Centre. This is the last challenge before the finale.
For this elimination challenge, we have to create a dish using unconventional cooking methods, and there's a lot riding on the challenge. 10,000 for the winner, and 2 people are going home.
I'm stressed.
Can I get time, please?
38 minutes.
I enjoy technology. I enjoy playing around with food. It's beautiful applewood smoking away. My dish is halibut gravlax and beets in multiple ways. I'm going to be cooking them sous vide, turn them into a liquid fluid gel. I'm actually going to be even making a crackling candy that'll pop in your mouth. Crazy texture. First thing I need to do is get my immersion circulator on so that I can start infusing my flavors with my beets. We're going to crank this thing and see what it can do. I think that I sort of came into this competition. Here's a guy that, he cooks in a pub and barbecue. I think people are starting to see what I am capable of doing. I'm not just a short order cook. I want to win this. Yeah, let's go get him on the plate. 15 minutes.
Today, I'm going to be making salmon that's been cured, and then I'm going to be sous videing it, holding it at about 55 degrees. Salmon is my spirit animal. I just feel a natural connection. I'm making salmon crackling. First time I'm trying this. The patch that I wear is Iroquois Confederacy. It's basically my heart and soul. It's actually the foundation of my cuisine. After culinary school, I was involved in a motor vehicle accident. I should have died, I realized that life's too short to be cooking other people's food. That's when I came up with my vision, modern Aboriginal cuisine. I pull my salmon out of the water bath, and I see the proteins have started to coagulate on the surface. It's not overcooked. It's just not what I wanted. I have that sinking feeling at the pit of my stomach right now. I'm going to go with it, though. I got to go with it.
Oh, wow. The humble beet.
Susur, you may remember Jesse's oysters from the first challenge.
Oh yes, with seaweed. It's too simple.
This right here is a little different than that dish. There's 2 different types of beets poached off with different flavors. There's a fluid gel spiked with horseradish, and then used beet as the sugar base to actually cure some BC halibut. I made a beet powder, and that's what you guys hear popping in front of you there right now.
Awesome. Let's dig in.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you so
You
much.
guys enjoy.
I like the sweetness of the little popping bits.
They're very, very friendly flavor-wise.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful element. I actually like a beet cure on fish. I think he maybe went a little heavy here.
The balance between the amount of beet and fish, I think you need more fish.
The presentation was really gorgeous, but I'm not finding a lot of difference in flavor.
But in regards to the challenge, whether it worked or not, he gave it a shot.
Hi, Rich.
Hello, guys, chefs. So today, what I made for you was cured and confit salmon. I utilized every part of the animal. The curing is maple syrup, kosher salt, juniper berries, thyme, fennel.
You used a pressure cooker to make the stock?
I did, yeah.
So is this a dish that you've prepared before?
Similar, but obviously with different cooking methods. I'm not a molecular chef. I don't claim to be. I'm a hot pan, sharp knife kind of chef. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rich.
Salmon has a lot of flavor.
And I like the stock.
I was surprised by that. In a pressure cooker, I thought the bone would dissolve.
There was no wow on this.
It's a very safe plate, but it's very well executed.
I remember having his bison, and I saw the plate was very rustic, and I see a little bit more refined,
This certainly has much more finesse.
Yeah.
Terry, how you doing, bud?
I am in the weeds.
My pineapple pasta is really delicate, and I've got to take my time to be gentle with it so it doesn't tear or shred on the plate, and it's consuming all of my time. It's the only thing I can focus on. Everyone else seems very comfortable in this challenge, and I feel way out in left field. There's a lot of pressure to cook for Susan Lee. First of all, he's one of my former employers and mentors, and this will be the second time he's tasted my food.
The breast is a bit overcooked. You have to have a little bit of that juiciness of pink.
I don't want to put a dish down that I'm not happy with today.
How are you? Good to see you again.
Yes, thank you, Chef.
What have you made for your semi-final meal?
Today I've prepared for you pineapple ravioli with a coconut mousse, compressed melon made by charging it with nitrous. I made basil chip by frying it in the microwave. I also made an avocado sorbet to add some richness and brightness to the dish.
Thanks, Terry.
Thank you, Terry. Very interesting visual.
This is such a surprise. A pineapple ravioli with coconut and melon. I just thought it was a really interesting kind of journey.
It's a great craftsmanship.
I like that inventiveness of the basil chip, and I just liked how all the flavors flowed together so nicely.
He used all these various elements, and he did a masterful job of it.
How do you think the chefs did overall?
I think they're doing a fantastic job.
They all stepped up today in their own way. The workmanship on the dishes was really good.
Donna, thank you so much for hosting us here at the Ontario Science Centre.
Oh, you're welcome.
And as for the rest of us, it's time to head back to judges' table because we have a really big decision to make. It's got to have that wow factor.
The proportion is not even right.
Did it show any guts?
Two of you have to go home.
There's two people going home.
Just like, all right.
There's no room for talk anymore.
Yeah. That's what you do, right?
Chefs, the judges would like to see all of you. Chefs, as you know, the winner of this challenge will win a $10,000 cash prize and a spot in the Top Chef Canada finale. So, sir, as our guest judge, you have the honor of announcing our winner.
The chef with the best dish of the challenge today is Terry.
Breathe.
Congratulations, Terry. You've won a $10,000 cash prize and a spot in the Top Chef finale.
Congratulations, Terry.
Awesome. Big risk, big reward.
We were so impressed.
Thank you.
It was whimsical and surprising and innovative, which was kind of our theme today.
You really step up this time with your techniques, you know, cutting everything perfectly. You also have a very nice finesse.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Terry. You are now in the Top Chef Canada finale.
Thank you very much.
I feel like everything I've done has been leading up to this moment. I want this title badly. I came here to win it. I'm so close to it. I feel like a runaway train. There's no stopping me. I'm in the finale.
The next chef competing in the Top Chef Canada finale is Rich. Rich, congratulations. Your dish was amazing. Your broth was beautiful. It was sparkly.
I liked the treatment of the fennel. The three little currants you had on top added the proper acidity. A very classy plate.
You are now in the Top Chef Canada finale.
Thank you so much. I can't believe it. Here's my shot. Here's my opportunity. This is intentional. I planned for this. Thank you. Yeah, boom. I'm going to give it everything I got. Nothing can stop me right now.
Yeah, buddy. We're in.
Are you serious? Rich comes in and I'm stunned. I thought for sure I was going to be looking at Vittorio.
Dude! Oh, man.
Vittorio, I was surprised with the simplistic nature of the dish you chose. I have to say that it underwhelmed me when it sat in front of me. The consommé for me sort of had the cleanest, freshest flavor on the plate.
How much time do you have to make that plate?
90 minutes of prep and 90 minutes today.
You feel like in 3 hours you pushed yourself?
I did. There's a lot of intricacy to the plate.
The thing is, Vittorio, is that this is the dish that earns you a place in the finale. It's got to have that wow factor.
I've eaten your food many times, and it's been very, very good. I'm not sure today was the best example of that.
Chef.
Rene.
Chef.
Were you happy with the final product?
Yes, Chef, I was. It's a dish that's very close to my roots, so I figure, this is what I want to do.
Did you feel that you're putting too much on your plate?
Perhaps I did. I just wanted to showcase elements, and the layers that you can create.
Did you feel you nailed the ceviche?
I did, Chef. I think I figure keep it simple and a little bit of heat, and I'm very confident with that dish, Chef.
None of us really felt like there was any heat.
The thing in the dish that was missing for me was just sort of the vitality in the ceviche. I thought your presentation was really interesting, but at the heart of it was the ceviche, and I was let down by that.
Sorry, Chef.
Jesse, you had the humble beet and halibut. How do you think you fared today?
I think that I tried to take a simple ingredient and apply some different processes to show what you can do with that set ingredient.
The one element to the right-hand side of the plate, the popping element, I like that element. I thought it was very interesting, but the beet was the dominant flavor on the plate, and you haven't mentioned the halibut at all.
I probably would have put more halibut on the plate. I lost room of where I could put it.
Did you feel entirely confident from your first decision in using beets that you'd be able to elevate them to the level that we're looking for?
You have to trust in yourself and believe in yourself and try to, push it forward.
Fair enough. Gentlemen, you've all worked very, very hard. We appreciate the efforts, but two of you have to go home.
Chef.
We'll call you back when we're ready. Thank you, chefs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So where do we start?
Why don't we start with Jesse? First impressions were really positive. The plate came down, looked very attractive.
Pretty.
But when I dove into the plate, there was sort of flat beat on beat on beat.
The amount of beet and amount of fish, the proportion is not even right.
I missed the halibut. It was so not there.
It looks like he's just really cooking with his eyes, not really with the taste.
That said, Jesse is a, self-proclaimed barbecue chef.
Ah.
And the fact that he kind of went there was brave today, where Vittorio just said, I'm not even going to go there.
I thought the burrata element was really, really good. And I really liked the tomato consommé.
It shows that he knows how to handle his product. It showed skill. Did it show any imagination, though? Did it show any kind of guts?
No matter what happens, I have no shame.
So what about Renee?
I thought Renee's plate had a tremendous amount of theater when it hit the table. But the scallops were so mild in flavor, it was meant to be the star of the dish.
He was pushing himself, the curing, using a different form of molecular, but I think he couldn't stop doing it. He just went
and now
all
I'm going to
the
do
way.
this, and now I'm going to do
said,
this.
Oh, maybe I'll do one more.
Yeah.
And that's where they killed him.
I'm just cooking what I want to cook, that's it,
There's one spot open. One of us is going to take it. Two of us are going out for a night on the town.
So we have a decision.
Indeed we do. Chefs, the challenge today was to create a dish using alternative cooking methods. Vittorio, you bet the farm on a caprese salad that lacked any real surprise at the table.
Sure.
Renee, you brought us a scallop ceviche that should have been the star of your plate, but instead became a supporting player. Jesse, you served halibut and beet, but the halibut was overwhelmed by the beet.
Renee, congratulations, because we will see you in the finale.
Congrats, brother.
I didn't want to go home. I promised my son and my wife that I'm going to cook the finale, and I'm not going to let them down.
Congrats, brother.
Thank you. I'm going to fight with tooth and nail, until the end.
Vittorio and Jesse, please pack your knives and go.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I thought I'd make it to the finale for sure. I came to win. I didn't win, but I definitely don't feel ripped off. I don't feel pissed off. I feel inspired more than I did when I got here. Me and the boy are out. Gotta deal with the Matador.
Matador.
So,
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations, man.
It was a good ride, brother. I've won the last 2 elimination challenges, only to have my legs kicked from underneath me. Kind of hurts a little.
Make us proud, huh?
Yeah, rock and roll.
A champion has to bounce back, and that's what I'm gonna do. Michael Jordan missed jump shots, too.
At the end of the day, 2 of us had to go home, and 2 strong cooks walked out of the kitchen.
Congratulations, Renee.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Buddy,
Thank you.
this is the finale. These guys are top caliber chefs, and they're not just going to hand this title over. I'll have to take it.
We talked about this day one, remember?
Yeah. Congratulations to Terry and Renee, but I got this.
This is it. This is for everything, and there can only be one top chef.
Next time on the Top Chef Canada finale.
One of you will be Canada's top chef.
This is what I came here to do. I wanted to be in this finale. We are good for takeoff.
All right, Matador.
What the is that?
All right, here we go.
Your guest judge for the finale is Ruth Reichel.
This will be the most important meal in my life.
Burnt onion?
I can't put this up.
Who turned up the oven, man?
Is that what I think it is? It's genius.
Holy